Hello, hello. Hello, crafters and craftettes. It is so good to see you. Happy Friday. By far, hands down, best day of the week. Is it because it's the end of the traditional work week? No. Is it because it's a day that, you know, marks the beginning of the weekend? No. It's because it's Craft Roulette Day. That is why it is the best day of the week. And I am confident that you all in the chat will completely agree with me. So, welcome, crafters and craftettes the world over to Craft Roulette Tailgate. If you are new here, yay, I'm so glad you're here. If you're returning, welcome back. Equally glad that you are here. And if you're watching on the replay, well, thank you, replay crew. It's always fun to have you here, even after the live. And if you're asking yourself, wait, okay, hold on. What is Craft Roulette? Well, in a nutshell, it is the ultimate original paper crafting card making game show challenge hosted by the one and only Mary Gun Fun. And it is live almost every Friday night on the Craft Roulette YouTube channel, which it is linked below. So with that in mind, it may then lead you to your next question. Okay, so what is Craft Roulette Tailgate? Well, it is the ultimate approved knockoff paper crumpling card attempting pre-game show hype session that gets us excited for the main event. Basically, our enthusiasm for Craft Roulette overflowed into its own twice monthly pre-show, so you can join me every other Friday for some fun with two N's. And now that that's out of the way, okay, we can get crafty. So tonight's parameters are based on Caitlin Anthony, tonight's guest, Caitlin Anthony's first visit to Mr. Wheel. That is all the way back in episode 102. So we're going to be making, based on those parameters, a gatefold project with happy colors, and it's going to include an acronym, and then the random parameter was half and half. So gatefold project, happy colors, acronym, half and half. Interesting, right? So if you craft along with me or during the replay or later, you can actually submit your project to the bonus gallery for episode 102. So you also get to immortalize your your card project in the Craft Roulette gallery, the bonus gallery. So all right, friends, let's jump into what I'm doing here today. So I pulled in some paper from Not Too Shabby. This was in my recent purchase. This was just released. This is Chasing Rainbows. I'm obsessed with this paper pad. I think it's so pretty and just such pretty colors and happy colors, right? That's the idea here, happy colors. So I'm going to use a couple of sheets of this. Now, let me explain my parameters here. So so happy colors, I said, here we go, rainbow colors, those are all happy, those are fun. My gatefold project, I'm going to use a very traditional gatefold. I was going to do something kind of fun and out there, a little funky, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to just do a traditional, very simple gatefold because I don't want to make it too crazy. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to use these papers. And what was acronym. Okay, acronym. So I'm going to pull in this stamp set from Hero Arts called We All Started Somewhere. It's stamp and die set. And I'm going to use this little sentiment right here that says, you will be okay. Now, okay is pretty much a generic word in the English language, right? But what you might not know is that historically, supposedly, according to linguists, the origin of okay was a misspelling of the two words all correct. Somebody thought it was spelled OLLKORRECT. So instead of all correct, they spelled it all correct with a K. So they shortened it to okay. And then over time, it just became part of our language, but technically it's an acronym. So, okay, that's going to be my my acronym for tonight. I thought about doing HBD, which if you have your Craft Roulette stamp set, HBD is a really good stamp in there, but it didn't quite match the theme I was going for. So I'm going to do You Will Be Okay. And then my half and half. Okay, so bear with me on this. Stretchy pants engaged. I am going to go with rain paper, like raindrops on the outside of my card and rainbows on the inside, because you can't have a rainbow without its first half rain, both in the word, I suppose, and also in the practicality of it. So you tell me in the chat, does that count? Am I covering my half and half? Did I do it? I hope that will cover that. I'm hoping. All right, and I just got to show you this. How cute are these little raindrops? at these. I'm kind of obsessed. I think they're the cutest darn thing ever. This set of paper is so pretty. And I got to tell you, if I have, do I have it here? I think I do. Yeah. There's another set that came out with it too. Look at these colors. Now, I'm not on the design team anymore, but I still couldn't resist. I had to buy these because I just think they're so beautiful. I do have these sets linked in the description box if you're interested, because I know we can't help ourselves. They're so good. Okay, so let's get crack-a-lackin' here. So I brought in my lakefront cardstock from Concord 9th, and then this is a little scrap of pistachio because I like to use my scraps when I can. And I'm going to try using my nesting infinity scallop squares from Hero Arts also. But before I do that, let me just show you my card from this week. So this past week, check it out. Speaking of Hero Arts, I did a Hero Arts card, another one featuring the Pear Blossom Press. Shout out to Amanda. These are the Snap and Spins. I do not have the new version of the Snap and Slides just yet, but I have the Snap and Spins, and this little guy's going for a ride. So this was my fun card that I made maybe last night with like an hour or so to go. That says it's been a wild ride, and then the inside has my hand drawn border in gray, and it says you did it. So I had to show you. All right, there we go. Setting it aside, but I love that Pear Blossom Press gives us the coolest products that we can play with and make such fun stuff. All right, so let's check it out. I've got my ginormous scoreboard here. So now this is a regular piece of cardstock cut in half, and it is 8.5 long by 5.5 wide. And thank you, Amanda. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like it. And now I'm going to score the two sides of my gatefold, because a gatefold is just a traditional, like, opens like a gate, basically. So 4 1/4 essentially in the middle, and then the two flaps on the outside. So my 4 1/4 cut in the middle is 2 1/8. So I'm going to score this at 2 1/8 from the right side. And then the easiest way to determine that you got it the right way on the other side is just turn it over. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, 2 1/8 right here. There we go. I don't know why that made me Southern, but it did. So here we go, 2 1/8. Okay. Now I'm going to flip that back over and get these burnished nicely down. And this should help them meet in the middle really well, I believe. All right. I see Heidi in the house. I see Cool Johnny. I see Terry. I saw Laura Hood. I see Tara. Oh my goodness, Kalinda. Hi, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. All right. So who is excited for this is a big deal, but who's excited for what just came out this week from Craft Roulette and Pear Blossom Press? Anyone take a guess? Just something we've been waiting for a whole year, and just a little bit of something to be excited about. I don't know, just a thought. We got some Craft Roulette 2026 in the house. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. Paper Ganza last year was amazing. Craft Roulette 2026 is going to be wild in the best possible way. I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. And I just, a major shout out to everyone involved, to Stephen, Mr. Producer, to Mary Gun Fun, to Amanda from Pear Blossom Press, to Trinity Stamps, to Ardith, to everyone, all the teachers, everybody who is involved. Thank you all so much for all the effort that you put into this, because I know it's hard to plan events like this, and that is probably the understatement of the year. So all I can say is thank you for all the work that you put in to make this a true thing for us, to make it come true. I'm so excited, and I just cannot wait to go again. It was an amazing experience, and I hope that you all get to come along if you can, or do the virtual, because they even thought of that. We did a virtual this year. So if you missed last year, you don't have to miss again. Virtual. Absolutely do it that way if you can swing it, because it's going to be amazeballs. Okay, so this is the front of our card. Let's see. Oop. Vicky, you're saving up for the virtual. Yay, I'm so glad. All right, so I cut it down to 2 inches, and then I'm going to take another 1/4 off the length. So it's going to be 5 1/4. And I want these to line up, so I want to make sure I take it off the same side. So 5 1/4. All right, here we go. Cue the air horn, says Justine, right? Exactly. There we go. Now those line up. Okay. I'm trying to move along quickly, but unlike 1/4-hour cards, this isn't a race. It's okay if I don't get it done. I will try. I will always try. But if I can't, I can't. Oh my gosh, look how pretty this paper is. Oh, that's the only bad side of cutting the double-sided paper is that you usually have to cover up one beautiful side. But that's okay, because Not Too Shabby actually gives you 4 pieces, 4 double-sided pieces. So you're pretty okie dokie to use other things. All right, so let's get this down here. I think my cardstock was actually a little bit longer than 11 because it looks like there's a teeny bit of overhang, which I think is interesting. All right, we got that down. Okay, all right. So Amanda says, I'm busy working on fabulous goodie bags. Ooh, my goal is to make sure there is a ton of good stuff in each one. Well, my friend, you succeed every single time. So I have no doubt we are all going to be completely blown away with the amazing goodie bags that come with Craft Roulette. And reminder, virtual also gets goodie bags. Mega amazing goodie bags. So let's not forget about that. All right, here we go. And Caitlin Anthony, who is our guest tonight for Craft Roulette, she is going to be, as far as I understand it, is she teaching the virtual event, or is she kind of like hosting, emceeing? Amanda, maybe you can correct me in the chat. I'm not entirely clear how her role works, but I know she will be heavily involved in the virtual portion of Craft Roulette 2026. Craft Roulette Live 2026. Okay, I'm getting a little gluey here, friends. Just a wee bit gluey. Does anybody else tend to get a little bit gluey whenever you're crafting? I don't know what it is with me and glue. It's just, I'm an over-adheser. That's just what happens. All right, let's see. I agree, Kat. Amanda is absolutely the best. All right, so there's the outside. Now, I'm also probably going to do something else, but it depends on the time. What time is it? Let's see. 5:41. Okay, we're doing all right. So now I'm going to open this up on the inside. I have a piece of white cardstock, but I'm going to trim this down to basically be the same as these here. So I'm going to make it 5 1/4 by 4. That's what we're doing. Okay. So 5 1/4 by 4. And that's going to be my inner piece. Gluey and inky. Okay, so it's not just me then, right? It's not just me. We all tend to get a little gluey and a little inky. All right, so here's 4 inches right here. She's hosting virtual. Okay, she can also push virtual questions to the teachers when they're teaching. Oh, that's good. Okay, I wasn't quite sure how that worked. Thank you for helping me understand. I appreciate that. So I'm sure you're all familiar with Caitlin Anthony. If you're not, stick around. Craft Roulette starts, the show itself starts at 6:30 Central, but the slideshow, which you never want to miss, starts at 6:10. And Caitlin is going to be the guest tonight. So I can't wait to see what she makes. And when I was looking back at the parameters from episode 102 that I'm working with here, I thought her card was so cute. It had this beautiful coloring, and I couldn't help but sit and admire it. So I recommend everyone go check it out. And like I said, if you play along and you make a card tonight, or whenever, along with these parameters, you can submit it for the bonus gallery for episode 102. So you're going throwback on that one. 102. And for reference, I noticed that for episode 102, those of you who are familiar with Sir Sire, as he is known in the Craft Roulette community, that was only his second card ever, his second submission. I just happened to notice when I was looking into that. I'm like, wow. All right, so we're going into the Wayback Machine. All right, but it was just kind of funny. Craft Roulette has been such an important part of so many of our crafting journey, whatever, that it's like an emotional thing, right? All right, let's see here. We're gonna do the same thing on the inside that we did on the outside. We're gonna cut this down to 2 inches by 5 2 inches by 5 1/4. I have to say it out loud, I think, because math is hard. So 2 by 5 1/4. So here's my 2 inches. I'm curious, who here is a guillotine person? Like, that sounds so funny. Like, who just randomly has a guillotine? Anyone you just need to execute now and then? No, who has a guillotine trimmer? Who prefers this type of trimmer over a slide trimmer? I'm curious. I feel like that's a hotly debated topic. Or maybe just in my mind, hotly debated. I can never decide, because they all have their pluses, they all have their downsides, but yeah, I tend to think that for me the guillotine's the way to go, and not just because I studied French for so many years in school. All right, so let's move this over. See, I'm a chopper. Guillotine trimmer for sure doesn't go down as quickly. I agree with that. Carrie says I have both, but prefer the slide one. Do you really? Okay. See, I feel like the slide ones for me kind of give like a little bit of a torn edge sometimes. And I do try to clean it and I do try to keep them sharp, but it just, I don't know. Although I did notice this past week, actually, I was using my slide trimmer and I noticed that if I move slowly, like if I trim it slowly, that causes that little bit of threading on the ends. But if I just move like decidedly, like make a quick slash motion with my slider, it seemed to work a lot better. So I wonder if that has something to do with it. I'm not sure, but I definitely am curious if that is what you are all finding as well, because I'm always on the hunt for good paper cutters. And I do love my guillotine to the point that I maybe own 3 of them. But I also like the decal edge trimmer, and I don't have it, but I really like it. And I think that's going to have to get added to my collection. All right, here we go. Gosh, this paper is so pretty. And if anyone is just joining us, this is not too shabby paper. It's called Chasing Rainbows. I have it linked in the description box, and the ephemera as well. And this is for the parameters from episode 102. That's what I'm working with tonight. And that is a gatefold card in happy colors with an acronym and half and half. All right, wavy lines happen when the plastic guides aren't stiff. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Because if you've got that little guide that's supposed to kind of push your slider the right way, and I guess if that's not looking right, it would do something funky. That does make a lot of sense. All right, so this is the basic function of our gatefold card. It's looking cute, right? Oh, Lee just bought ticket to Paper Ganza Live. Woo! Craft Roulette 2026. So excited. All right, and now I think I'm going to go ahead and use this here. After watching Crafty Al, Justine says, I definitely need the decal trimmer now as well. Right? Crafty Al got me hooked on it. She got me hooked. I can't help myself. I need it. All right, where is my little piece of pistachio? Or as my little brother, who I say he's my little brother, he's 6'3", I think, and he's definitely not little anymore, but he's 14 years my junior, and he's my only sibling, so he's definitely my little brother. But every time I say pistachio, I think of him so he called me Nini. That was my nickname from him, and still is, honestly. He calls me Nini forever. But he could never say pistachio, but he loved them. So he would always ask me for pistachio nose. He's like, Nini, pistachio nose? It was the cutest thing. He said so many things in such a very odd way, but it was adorable. He was adorable. And then he got bigger and got less adorable, but I still love him. Oh, the decal trimmer is a Tim Holtz product. There are other decal edged products out there, but I think the decal trimmer for me is kind of where it's at, just because it's just so nice. It's so handy. Okay, you know what? I'm wondering, do I want to I feel like this is a better size. What do we think? Like this kind of scallop circle. I promise I know my shapes. I did learn them in school. Do we like this scallop size, or do we like this smaller scallop size? I feel like the bigger one is probably the way to go. Yeah, I think, the bigger one. I agree, Heidi. Perfect size. Okay, so we're going to do this one because, and just to explain, the scallop I thought was kind of nice because oops, sorry, hit bumped the camera. I think it's kind of nice because it reminds me of clouds. And I know clouds aren't necessarily square shaped, but I think the scallop border kind of has a cloud feeling. And this is kind of rainy, kind of cloudy, a little bit moody, but not in a bad way. So, all right. I was originally, yeah, everybody agrees bigger. Okay, yeah, definitely agree with you all. I was originally going to use a very old gatefold die set that I have from W+9. Do you guys remember W+9? Unfortunately, I wasn't stamping at the time, or card making, I should say, at the time that W+9 was in business, but I kind of snap up their products whenever I see them on resale options because I really, really like them. And there's this super cool gatefold die with W+9 that I had around here somewhere, but it's gone. Oh, hold on. Before I finish that story, I'm starting to think now maybe that cardstock isn't right. Maybe I should still use the lakefront. What do we think? I thought it would go, but maybe it's not quite right. I don't know. What do you all think? Do we like the green, or should I maybe I should just do the same blue? I feel like I should probably do the same blue. Oh, you like the green. Oh, and I have a blue. Okay. Never heard of W+9, and you like the green. Okay, so we got a couple greens. We got a few. Oh, okay. You're all liking the green. All right. I was thinking the blue, but all right. I trust you all. So W+9, I have my theories on where the name came from. I'm not sure if I'm right, but my theory is that Dawn Wollslegel, I think is how you say her name. She's a brilliant crafter, and I believe she owned a W+9. And my theory, I'm not saying this is even remotely accurate. This is just me thinking out loud. Her last name, the Wollslegel, is a W, and then there's 9 letters after it. So I feel like W+9 is probably coming from her last name. I'm not sure. Go with the gut. Yeah, I know, but a lot of people are saying green. I don't mind having 2 different colors. I think it'll be fine. We're going to go with it. And you know what? Maybe I'll stamp the inside. Oh, that's what I'll do. I'll stamp my sentiment in green, and that way it ties in the green. So, okay, we're good. All right. So we're going to just kind of put this down, and it's going to add some weight to our gatefold just to kind of make sure that it keeps it closed. I'm not a big fan of belly bands. I don't dislike them. I'm just not a big fan of them. So I kind of stay away from using them too often. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's too hard to get into your card at that point. So I don't know. Maybe I just don't like the effort that it takes to use it. Remember, if you're doing a gatefold and if you're putting like an element over the top, you want to make sure that you're not putting glue all the way down because you've got this other side over here. So, all right, but just to be safe, I'm going to open it. Oh, nope, that's not safe at all. Let me try that again. All right, we're going to do this here, and I'm going to go slightly north of center. I don't want it dead center, but I do want it to be right about there. And I'm using my scallop here as an alignment for me to kind of help me pick the center. Have you ever made an interlocking piece for a gatefold? So funny you should ask, because that's exactly what the die I was going to use tonight is for. Oh, see, Joanne, you don't like belly bands either. Yeah. So the gatefold that I was going to do is a hexagon gatefold, and it was a die set from W+9. And I have not used it, and I tried just cutting one to see how it would turn out, and it was less than impressive on my effort. So actually, do I have it here? I can show you. You guys can laugh with me. Yeah. Okay. So this was the die. So I cut out part of the hexagon shape, and then I cut out where it's like an interlocking part, right? So it's going to interlock and be gorgeous, right? Oops. I kind of missed that just a wee bit. So I was like trying to force it together because it's supposed to do something to this effect, but it was not okay. We are not okay here. That was not a thing. So I was like, yeah, maybe I'm going to take Mary's advice and not try something new when I'm going live. Yeah, Kalinda, just a bit outside. That one did not quite pan out. All right, so we're going to use this adorable lady right here. She's going to decorate our card, and it's going to be a card that basically says, you know, that I'm kind of thinking of you, and I hope that you're okay, and I think things are going to be okay, that kind of stuff. And I just think she's so pretty, and I love the colors of her flowers. I love her umbrella. I also feel like I need an umbrella. I need a new umbrella. I don't seem to be able to find mine lately, and we've got snow and everything else around here. All right, so let's see here. It's 5:53. So, all right, time is counting away. All right, we're going to do this. You will be okay. And I was thinking originally I'd stamp it on the outside, but I think I'm going to do it on the inside. It's just going to say you will be okay. All right, and I think I'm going to stamp it with a stamp block. So pray for me, because I don't know how that's going to work. We're going to give it a shot. All right, so tell me, I would love to know, did you all submit your cards this week? And did you do your vetoes? That is an important question. Did we all do our vetoes? Because there are some interesting ones on the veto list this week. All right, this is a new stamp. So there was just a amazing collaboration hop with Pear Blossom Press and Hero Arts. And this set was part of it. And then this slider set, all of this was part of it. If you missed the hop, go back and check out the Pear Blossom Instagram, the Hero Arts Instagram, all that good stuff. There were so many amazing cards, and you're going to want these sets. I'm telling you, they're so good. Okay, so what color did I pull up? Pistachio. All right, pistachio. Or as Evan would have said, pistachio. No. All right, so we're going to pull in some pistachio here. Oh, Carrie, you forgot your vetoes? It happens. Hey, Stella. All right, so we're going to do You Will Be Okay. I'm going to ink that up. Now, I feel like I should stamp this on something else first just to be safe. So let's just grab my atrocity of a gatefold attempt. Let's just stamp it down once just to make sure. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, ink it up again. Yes and yes, Christy. Good, good. All right, Lisa submitted my card and did the vetoes yesterday. Good job. Well jobbed. And if anyone is not familiar with the term well jobbed, I don't blame you. It's something that came about on Card Chaos, my Monday show. And it is basically an Ireneism where I could not say good job and well done. It came out well jobbed. And it has stuck ever since. Okay, excuse my head if it gets in the way. I got to make sure. Oof, I'm bumping the camera. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's see if we can stick the landing. Stick the landing. Come on. And maybe. Let's see. You will be okay. You don't veto, but you don't want the A9 either, girl. Many of us are scared of that A9, myself included. Hey, that's pretty good, right? That might actually be as close to center as I can get without, measuring something. Wow. All right, cool. That's interesting. What's interesting, John? Did I miss it? Or did I say it? I don't even know what I'm talking about. All right, so it's going to say You Will Be Okay. And then I wanted to do, well, it's going to put some like little rainbow maybe down here in the corner. Just so that it's, because I need a rainbow on the, oh, well, the rainbows are on the inside, aren't they? They're on the paper. I kind of forgot. Oh, the back of my head. Did it actually show the back of my head? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, friends. My apologies. All right, let's see here. We're going to close this back up. So we're going to put her here. So do we add our little cloudy friends? So darn cute. Now, do we add them or do we not? I'm not sure. Like, do we kind of give them a little something down here? Do we do it like this? Collages can be a little challenging, but I do think it's cute. What do we think? Do we kind of like that setup? Clouds on the inside? The clouds would look good on the inside, except I'm trying to go rain on the outside and rainbows on the inside. So like the rain goes away and then you have rainbows. That's kind of my thought. Yeah, Tara, it is coming together quick, except for then I get here and I freeze. Let's see. I think that rainbow on the inside would still be cute. Okay. I'd go with the girl without the other thing. Oh, you wouldn't do anything but just her? See, I feel like whenever the person is cut off, I feel like I need something that makes it like she's behind something, kind of. Maybe that's just me being a little neurotic about it. Maybe should I do another sentiment maybe? I don't know. What do you all think? Joanne says it's too busy. The watering can with the girl, just like minimize it a little bit. Maybe just something like that. See, I don't know, when she's kind of off, or maybe I do I do her off center? Nah. I don't know. Maybe I do kind of put her off center and just put a couple of the raindrops like to the side. Coming down maybe. They're so cute. I'm obsessed with these little raindrops. I just think they're so sweet. That just, I feel like you can't just have two. You need a third. Just the girl. Okay, it seems like most of you are saying just the girl. I would add the watering can and something else at the bottom. See, that's where my mind goes too, just to kind of cover this part up. But you know what? It's going to be all right. We're going to figure this out. And the end result is going to be posted in the Craft Roulette group. Girl and sentiment. Yeah, maybe I'll just do one sentiment here. Oh, you know what? Let's see. Okay. So we've got, what if I just do things will get better underneath her, and then the inside is you will be okay. Or you're really brave, you will be okay. Or, because I like the strip of it. What's the best that could happen? I love that sentiment. What's the best that could happen? All right, how about things will get better, you will be okay. That's what we're going to do. Things will get better, you will be okay. All right, that's what we're going to do. Okay, friends, it is just about that time. It's almost 6 o'clock. I will be back for Craft Roulette Tailgate in 2 weeks. And in the interim, I will be doing all of the normal Card Chaos stuff. So I'll see you Mondays at So what time is it? 6 o'clock Central. And then don't forget, on February 21st, Ardith will be on the show doing Card Chaos, Put the Case in Chaos. That is my special once a month Saturday show. So thank you so much for joining me, friends. Now let's get excited because it's Craft Roulette time almost. But first, bio break. Bio break, everybody. All right. Much love to you. Thank you so much for joining me. Grab some paper and craft something that really makes you smile, friends. And check out my card in the Craft Roulette Facebook group. All right. Much love. Bye.